What's up, everyone? This is George from Your Local Musician, and this is episode 4 of the Beats in My Bedroom podcast. Now, in today's episode, it is Friday, and I'm having a beer. If you're watching on YouTube, you would have seen me look like an absolute idiot just then, but I don't care. It's Friday, and I'm going to enjoy myself. I wanted to make today's episode about a certain subject that is just always on my mind, and that is about if you are selling beats online, how many beats do you want to make a week? How many beats do you want to make in a day? And generally, there's this number that floats around, like people. If you're selling beats online, you should probably aim to make at least one beat a day. And I just wanted to explain my sort of thoughts and feelings on that. Do you need to make a beat a day? No, I don't necessarily think that you do. If you've got a big brand already, it would help you to actually make a beat a day and put consistent products out there. The more products you have, the more money you're going to make, generally, you would think. But it's not always the case. Instead, I would readjust the focus. I would set your own standard of product delivery, for instance. If you want to make a beat a week, I'd say that's fine. But the majority of the rest of the week, focus on building your brand. The more people that you can attract, the better. The more sales that you'll make, the more email subscribers that you get, generally, the more money you will make. If you've got 10,000 people, you won't convert all those 10,000 people on your email list. You won't convert all those 10,000 people on your messenger list. Not all of your 10,000 Facebook followers are going to see your video that you've put up. Facebook organic reach is down. Facebook organic reach, I know, is now down by as little as about 6%, I think. So if you've got 10,000 people on your Facebook, each post that you put out, generally about 6% of your followers will see that organically. It's getting worse and worse each year. That's why we need to invest so much more in ads these days. And it's a sad thing, but unfortunately it's true, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So the bigger your brand is, generally the more people that are gonna turn on the notification bell on YouTube. The more influence you make, the more bigger actions they're going to make, like saying to you, I want to be notified every time a video comes out. I think you can do a similar thing on Facebook as well, for instance. Focus on putting out more content and building your brand overall, but keep the delivery of products consistent. And you can set your own pace. You don't have to set this example of this thing that I hear all the time, where you need to be doing 5 beats a week, or this thing that I hear where you need to be doing 5 beats a week. I've never really stuck to that. I've gone through phases here and there. I think we've talked about this before in other episodes, where I did make a lot of beats a week, as many as I could, at least one a day. But the quality of my product went down, and my ideas went out the bloody, they just weren't there. They were burning out. I was burned out. I was exhausted. I wanted to focus on increasing the quality of my product, not necessarily the quantity of products that I could put out. For instance, who's one of the best music producers in the world? What music producers? We're gonna cover that one. Who is, like, for instance, who is one of the most successful beatmaker music producers in the world? Do you think of Dr. Dre? There's this thing out there about, I think he's actually said this a few times in interviews, that Dre generally spends 3 to 4 days on a beat. Now, not everyone can do that. Not everyone's got the patience to focus on the same piece of music for that length of time. And if you haven't, that's fine. this idea of improving your workflow and things like that, and when all that shit sort of comes into it, if 3 to 4 days isn't good for you, for working on a piece of music, then don't listen to this advice, man. Dre spends 3 to 4 days on making a beat, and he's held as one of the best music producers, beat makers in the world, in hip hop history. And why is that? Because he has a quality product. He has something that sits with you. I would generally put my way of thinking in the same sort of manner as Dre. I like to spend a good amount of time on each piece of music that I put out. So I'll generally put out one beat a week, maybe two, depends on how I'm feeling in that week. But one a week is a good number for me. I like that. It means that I haven't got to rush it too much, and I'm happy working on a piece of music for that length of time. And I think the overall quality of my product, since I've been doing that maybe a year and a half to 2 years or something like that, I think my sound has generally improved, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with my progression. My progression is my own. I don't need to follow the examples of other people. And that's where I'm yielding my happiness from. I'm focusing on my goals and not trying to live up to the expectations what other people do and what other people want. I'm trying to build my brand and build you to me. So if you like me, you will generally get used to the schedule that I am on. I like to focus on the quality, and generally out of my customers so far, like, I've been held for that. That's something I've been complimented on quite a bit. So overall, with releasing a beat or two a week, my main thing has been focusing on improving my sound by making my sound uniquely me, and I would encourage you to do exactly the same. So guys, that is the end of episode 4 of the Beats in My Bedroom podcast. I hope you're enjoying it so far. There's lots of other episodes to catch up on. Well, there's three others exactly. They'll be on all the streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, all of those lovely jubbly ones. Remember to share. Remember to do all the things that people usually encourage you to do at the end of things like this. I look forward to catching up in episode